Hello and welcome to the session. I am Akshay Kumar, working in School of Computer and Information Sciences IGNOU, and today I will be discussing with you about the use of mobiles for NGOs. The learning objective of this session are: we will be discussing about the different types of mobiles which can be used by NGOs, various applications which can be utilized by NGOs for helping the people, and potential application which can be developed specifically for mobile by the NGOs. Using mobile, it can be utilized, some application can be developed which can be used by the people. Well, the very first thing let us discuss is about the mobile devices. And one of the most important mobile device today is the mobile phone. It's a portable electronic device used for communication. And the purpose with which this particular mobile was created primarily was talking on when you are moving, along with that, right? So you are moving, you are on the road, you are moving somewhere, and you were able to talk to somebody. It was not a fixed line, right? So you were able to talk when you were on the move. However, some of additional features were given to this particular mobile in addition to voice calling, which was in the form of short message service, which is popularly known as SMS, where we create small text messages and we send it across to various users, sometimes to a single user, sometimes to a group of users, right? So we can pass on those messages. And then some mobile and the companies provided the feature of multimedia based messages. So a multimedia message which had some text, some video, some picture were able to be created and were passed on. In addition, a very common feature which was provided to most of these mobile devices was radio, which used to provide a lot of good information, but it required an antenna which was supposed to be added to the mobile phones. And most of these mobile phones have the feature of address book. In fact, not address book, at that point of time it used to be phone book. So these were the features of simple mobile phones which were created in the very beginning. However, with the advancement of technologies, the mobile phone changed and new kind of mobile phones called smartphones started appearing in the market. Now these smartphones had features borrowed from the computer, in the sense that they had the feature feature for internet access, right? So they could be linked to internet service providers, and internet access could be done using these mobile phones. Now if internet access can be done, then what we require is a browser. So they were small browsers were created for all these smartphones, through which you can access the internet. In addition, there were a number of features which were provided in the form of email messages. So people could communicate by sending emails at different email addresses. Once again, internet access was prime focus or prime feature which was required for even the email. And the advantage of email messages is that they have the group mailing facility as well as they have the address book facility. Now these two features are very, very important. In fact, because address book contains much more information than the phone book. It can contain the address, it can contain the email address also, right, in addition to the phone numbers. So address book provided a better communication facility for the people, or better book available at our reader, and we don't have to remember any email addresses, and these days we don't have to remember any WhatsApp addresses, and so on and so forth, right? And the interesting feature is the group mailing feature. So you can mail to a group of people, you can send SMS to a group of people, right, which is very, very important. And nowadays we can send SMS from even a smartphone to many different places using the internet facility. So all these features were very interesting in the domain of mobile applications. In addition to that, all these mobile phones provided mobile applications, which we commonly know as mobile apps. Now, interestingly, apps were created for health related. Now, today there are apps in which you can do online consultation, video based consultation with the doctors sitting somewhere else. Like in this COVID time, this is a very useful feature. You can directly talk to the doctor, and you can even tell about your reports. You can these apps allow you to upload your reports, which can be seen by the doctor sitting at his or her workplace, and you are sitting at your home. And then doctor gives you an online prescription which can be printed by you at your home itself. So lot many good things are possible because of this particular application. Then there are financial and banking related stuff, share market related stuff. We can do online banking these days very easily. We can transfer money. We have digital bank facility at our doorstep, and we can do even in addition to that e-commerce with it. So e-commerce and financial banking allowed you to purchase and sometimes sell things online sitting at your home with the help of your mobile applications only. In addition, many applications provide weather forecasts to your doorstep, so you know what exactly is going to be the next or tomorrow's weather or next 7 days weather forecast related to your area. And you can also get weather forecast of other areas also if you really want that. So it can be a very useful tool in knowing the climatic condition which is presently prevailing around, or those climatic conditions may be slightly bigger word, but then just weather forecasting may be the right kind of word to go with this kinds of application. In addition, there were many good features are available in the form of online services, and some of these online services definitely relate to e-governance kind of a situation where government allows you to fill up forms, fill up your applications for different kinds of things like ration card, your passport, any other government IDs which are there these days, right? And in addition, there are portals now on which you can record your grievances, and PM portal, PM grievance portal is a major example these days, which is open to all the public members, and they can record whatever complaint they have, and believe it or not, the complaints are solved in a very quick time. So it is really something useful for people like rural people and people like NGO people who can utilize these kinds of people if they have any grievance. If they don't have any grievance as such, the system is moving towards that particular direction, but if they have the grievances, it should be solved in the quickest possible manner. Then we have educational content also available. In fact, you will be surprised that NCERT books are available through mobile application. So there are even IGNOU books are also available through mobile application. There are online mobile dictionaries, there are online encyclopedias which you can refer to from time to time. So you are reading or studying something, and you are writing something, and you are trying to look into the synonyms or antonym of a particular word. You can easily get those kinds of things at your doorstep. Just use the online dictionary onto your mobile phone, right? And in addition, a very interesting service is there onto our mobile phone, and that is the location service. Now, this location service definitely can be utilized by everybody for moving from one place to another. But in addition to that, think of a situation where there is some problem. You are facing a particular problem, and you are able to communicate your location, and help comes to you at that particular point or that particular place. So there are wonderful wonderful features which can be, or wonderful applications which can be created with these kinds of facilities, these kinds of applications for the help of the people. The important characteristics we should know is that we should help people. If we have that criteria, then we will be able to create the right kind of application for the people. There are several other kinds of mobile devices also these days. However, they have different specific application. There is an EBook Reader available these days, which is very useful in reading books, downloading books, and working with those particular books. The interesting features which are provided by these book readers include the annotations, like you can annotate, you can make underline or whatever you want to do with a particular passage. You want to record it or you want to write a comment on it, you can do that. You can check meaning of the word, you can bookmark the pages, whatever you were reading and you want to bookmark it, it can be bookmarked. So what many features are there which we do in a normal book reading environment. The same book reading environment stuff can be availed with the help of mobile devices. Another mobile device are called tablets. They allow almost all the features of mobile devices except that they are slightly bulky and they are slightly expensive, but on the other hand they provide bigger screen. So applications like education or the reading the content can be done better on such devices. But what are the barriers and opportunities of as far as mobile devices are concerned? If we look at the barrier of using the mobile phones specifically for NGO application, then one of the major barriers is going to be the education. Even till date, we have 70 to 80% or even more data available in the form of English language only. So somebody has to know that particular language, and in addition the remaining data may be in the local language, but then somebody should be able to read that particular content. So education is very important in order to read and learn from the given content through even mobiles these days. The second problem is the language. As I told you, the languages, the English language is the most popular language as far as content is concerned, even for mobile websites. So we have to be slightly careful in that particular area of learning that particular language a little bit. But these days, the mobiles, as far as command level is concerned, is available in other languages also. And there are a number of translators which have come into the market which translates the content into the local languages. So if we have the education, the chances are that we will get the content in our local languages, although these language translators are not perfect at present, but maybe in near future with artificial intelligence and other technologies, these will be better and better. But at present, language is a barrier, and in future it will be an opportunity. Then the internet access, right? And even the internet access at various places, at small places, are still a problem. It is not very fast, and when we are accessing mobile internet, and specifically the videos through mobile internet, then internet access is once again a barrier in that particular case. On the other hand, there are greater number of opportunities with these mobile devices. Reason being that mobile devices are very small and cheap. Right? A cheap device which can be bought, which can be used by anybody, and it doesn't require major amount of power also, right? So with very less power you can use the mobile devices, and that's how these devices are going to be more popular, right? And in fact they are, right? Mobile devices are important tool as their use has simply surpassed all other devices. And in our country, the number of mobile devices have reached crores, right? So reaching to the people through mobile devices today are much easier than reaching through computer or any other technology. So they have become one of the major tool for communication for today. Therefore, they offer definite opportunities for NGOs, and those opportunities, if we try to see, these mobile phones can become an extremely useful tool for communication by NGOs to their constituencies. Like many things are to be communicated today, even group calls can be done. So if a number of people are to be contacted in a particular place, or NGO wants to contact a number of people, they can use the mobile phones. At least 4-5 people can be contacted at the same time. This is a very useful feature. So it provides a good opportunity for multi-level communication or multiple communication, one person communicating with many and many people joining hands maybe in a group discussion. Then SMS or voicemail can help you to keep in touch, and it is a very wonderful tool in communicating short information to people. For example, suppose an educational session for the local students are going to start in a, let's say, 10 or 5 minutes time. Then all these students who are doing that particular, who will be interested in watching that particular video or audio, they can be told through a small simple SMS that please watch this particular program. It is going to come either on TV, it will be broadcast through TV, or it may be broadcast through the radio, or maybe the internet if it is available in a rural location. Then geographical location and languages, though may be considered as barriers, but they are also very useful when reaching a particular person is concerned. I mean, think of a situation where a disastrous situation has happened, let's say some flood or some bad cyclone has happened, and if your mobile still is receiving by chance the connection, right? In the case of flood, the chances are that you will be receiving the connection. In the case of cyclone, we are not sure, because even the communication towers may also get damaged. But then if you are getting that particular connection at your device and you are trapped somewhere, right, people can reach you just by knowing the location through your mobile. Precious lives can be saved in these kinds of situations. So it's a great opportunities, especially in the cases of disaster management. And then another opportunity is in the form that since we are using a very simple device, right? So a group of people can be created which can share information. These days, an application like WhatsApp, right? It is being utilized by so many people. Many of them are using in a very negative way. But technically, there is a great possibility of using such good applications in a very positive way for the benefit of the people, and that should be our motive or our intention of using such kind of devices, rather than negativity can be spread by anybody, but then positivity are to be spread by the NGOs. Positivity is to be created in the villages. Positivity has to be created within the people of the villages, so that they rise to various challenges which are coming into our way from day to day, and especially in this particular COVID situation. Then mobile devices can also be used in many more applications. So like a very important application of mobile device today is as a data collection and data provider kind of particular information. For example, you want to collect information from various places, right? About, let's say, you want to do some survey of the local people. Then what you can use is a mobile device for data collection. The data collector can just use the mobile devices. A web application can be created by the NGO. Now this web application can be accessed by the local NGO functionary to interact with local people in filling up the information, or maybe interviewing them and getting information out of those people. Now this will save tremendous amount of cost as well as effort, because your NGO functionaries are readily available at that particular place, and they will be helping you in getting very useful data which can be utilized for decision making. And remember, authentic data is required when you want to make certain decision based on data, right? So this is also in turn is going to produce some opportunities for the local as far as employment is concerned. So they can be trained, they can become your village level functionaries, they can help you in collecting data for the various different applications, which can be utilized once again for creating good information for the benefit of the local. Then future, what can be the future of such kind of applications or such kind of mobile devices? Well, healthcare, which can be strengthened with the help of mobile devices. And these days there are a number of smartwatches, very cheap smartwatches which are coming, and some of these smartwatches have the feature of even taking the ECG. So think about a situation that health specifically related to heart related, or these kinds of things can be utilized, can be done with the help of simple mobile devices, where all the information is getting recorded of the people of a patient, and it can be communicated directly to doctors, who can then suggest various medications or remedies or whatever suggestion they have to give to those patients. Then opportunity of education in local languages with the help of language translators, automated language translators. As I told you that artificial intelligence is the applications are rising, and one of those applications are going to give us automated translation into the local languages for various educational content. It's going to be really useful. Okay? In India, although we are not using these artificial intelligence translator because their efficiency is poor, but there are so much of manpower available these days that they are translating the content from one particular language into different local languages, which can be utilized by the local people, and it will be very helpful for their learning abilities. Then online groups can be created for sharing information, and this sharing of information can be related to agriculture, because agriculture is being one of the major use for us these days. So a WhatsApp group can be created for people, and they share information, what to sow, what kind of market trends are there for different kinds of crops, what are the weather predictions for the next 1 or 2 months, and how it can be, what kind of crop may be the best suitable crop for that kind of place, or that kind of a weather condition. Right? So they can be, all these can be discussed. And in addition, if there are, let's say, 200-250 people, they can also decide that which crop will be sown by which particular person, right? Right? Because they can distribute the crop in such a manner that it's not that if suppose one crop is useful, so everybody is cropping that particular thing. No, they will be deciding about that first crop. Some people will be using this crop, another will be doing other crop, and so on and so forth. Then the information about the market economies can be known, right? And this can be useful in earning, like the people, village people can sell their products directly, right? Using these technologies. I mean, they will be uploading the photographs to mobile and so on and so forth. And then this thing can help them in development of local businesses, right? Local online businesses. Once again, what you require is just a mobile phone. Then sharing of government plans. These days government are sharing, but I think more can be done in this particular direction, where local feedback can be collected and can be utilized for creating better, even better plans for the public. then sharing of problems, the sharing of some information related to sanitation, drinking water, social problems, etc. with the local people, and then definitely about the educating people about the disaster, how to save themselves during the time of disaster, how to manage things in terms of disaster. Once again, remember, if these days disasters can be predicted quite in advance, and if people are using mobile phone, the information can be duly passed on, and once the information is passed on, it saves lot of what we say precious lives as well as a lot of resources, right? So in a nutshell, if we see what we have discussed in this particular session, that we have discussed about use of mobile devices and its potential benefit for the people and specifically for NGOs. We have discussed about the mobile being a small and inexpensive device can easily be used for healthcare, education, data collection and decision making for the local people, and many more things which can be done in the future with the help of mobile devices. With this, we end this particular session. Thank you for being there.